What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another showdown breakdown for tonight's Monday Night Football game between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, courtesy of Osmo.com. It may not be a good game tonight on Monday Night Football, but it should be an interesting one with the return of Eli Manning, so let's get that power of positivity in the air for old Eli right now, and please hit that like button, and also comment your slate breaker down below. I'm curious what you guys are seeing so far today, so let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. But we've got no time to waste here on Eli Manning Day, so let's get into our quarterbacks in this Monday Night Football game, starting with the aforementioned Eli Manning in a match at Philadelphia, where there were 17.5 implied points for the Giants. Eli makes his first start since week 2 with some opportunity against Philadelphia's 56th rated pass coverage group by PFF, but his low team total and projection may keep his ownership low enough to consider. Philadelphia allows 240 passing yards per game, but will bring decent pressure with a 24% pressure rate, so Eli will find some headaches, but he's an interesting play that will likely be more contrarian than his teammate Saquon Barkley. And on the other side, we have the more appealing and also more obvious Carson Wentz in a matchup versus the Giants, where there's 27 implied points for Philadelphia. Wentz had his best game of the year in week 13 despite a bad loss in Miami, and Alshon Jeffrey in the lineup again should help him out. Gets a solid 8 yards per pass that the Giants allow on defense. Wentz deserves to be popular in regular spots and captain spots, and he has the potential to smash again with most of his top passing game weapons, and the Giants bringing a 46 coverage grade from PFF. And now onto the running backs in this game, starting with Saquon Barkley in this matchup at Philadelphia. Saquon had 2 of his best 3 games of the year in the 2 games that Eli Manning started earlier in the year. He should see more checkdown opportunities thanks to Eli's lack of mobility compared to Daniel Jones. Philadelphia allows just 91 rushing yards per game with a solid 73 run defense grade from PFF, so it's not a perfect matchup, but the PPR upside for Saquon could make him worth the risks. And on the other side, we have Miles Sanders in this matchup versus the Giants. Sanders led the backfield with 17 rushes and 5 catches on 5 targets in week 13 compared to just 2 rushes for Jay Ajayi, and with Jordan Howard expected out again, Sanders looks like decent value with some upside. The Giants' run defense may be better than it seems with an 80 grade from PFF despite allowing 114 rushing yards per game, but Sanders' steady workload makes him worth regular spots and captain exposure. And now let's talk about the wide receivers and tight ends in this matchup, starting with the Giants receivers at Philadelphia. Golden Tate's return cuts into Sterling Shepard's preferred slot role, and both guys project similarly, with Darius Slayton likely to take a drop downwards without Daniel Jones. Shepard projects for slightly less raw points, but slightly better value than Tate, while tight end Caden Smith may be one of the better values on the slate with 30 routes and 7 targets in week 13, as Evan Ingram and Rhett Ellison are out again. And on the other side, we have the Eagles receivers versus the Giants. Alshon Jeffrey's 267 air yards in week 13 were the most in the NFL on 16 targets, and he could see comparable opportunity with the Giants allowing a 33% DVOA boost to wide receiver 1s. Nelson Agholor is currently a game-time decision, and his absence could open up opportunity for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Greg Ward, but taking stabs at Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert are more likely valuable in stacks with Wentz. And lastly, let's hit on the defenses and the kickers, starting with the Philadelphia defense versus the Giants. Philadelphia's defense continues to underperform more often than not, but the home game and Eli Manning's iffy play could give them a chance at upside worth some exposure. And on the other side, we have a more contrarian but less appealing Giants defense at Philadelphia. Philadelphia's offense is like a lock to create production, so playing the Giants defense will give you instant contrarian upside with leverage on the field, but it seems like a situation not worth a ton of exposure at all. And lastly, we have the 2 kickers to talk about. Aldrick Rosas has a pretty brutal projection for his price, so his main value is that he's unlikely to come up much for people when they're running their projections on Fantasy Cruncher. Jake Elliott projects for more raw points and has a better value despite his higher price. He seems fine in lineups that assume Philadelphia stalls out in some red zone visits, gets a very weak Giants red zone defense that gives up 5.1 points per trip. So that's what I see so far for tonight's game between the Giants and the Eagles, so right now, please hit that like button, and also comment your slate breaker down below. We do have player projections and ownership projections for the Showdown slate, so if you want to get some more data, use this promo code SWITCHANDHEDGE for half off your first month of Osmo Plus. Go to osmo.com/join right now and use that promo code, or find packages as low as $3.95 a week right there at osmo.com/join. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I've got 7 days a week of NFL and NBA content. I also have my own personal podcast. It's on my pinned tweet right now at Chris Spags on Twitter. So go check me out. Subscribe to that podcast right now at Chris Spags. I'll be back on Thursday for another Showdown breakdown, so tune in then. Let's enjoy tonight's game, guys. Eli Manning back in our lives. It should be a fun one way or another. So hope you guys have great luck tonight, and I'll see you guys again soon. So I guess good luck.